Jesus Christ, can you hear that? That's fucking hail. Welcome to the Nasty Metal Productions weather report, where I fucking report to you from Susanville for how the weather is, because right now hail is hitting hard on my house. What is this? This is fucking ridiculous. Alright, let's get to the actual album. This is ridiculous. Let's hear that. God fucking damn it. So let's get to this video. Let's get to this album, last album for the day to talk about. Not the last album of the month, no. But let's just, this is, you're probably gonna be thinking, why am I even talking about this band? Why am I talking about this album? Isn't this band just a straightforward thrash metal band? Well, technically, the reason I'm talking is because this album actually is one of the few of theirs that actually does have a US power metal sound. And hail stops. Shit. So, let's talk, and this album is like one of the few that really does have a US power metal sound. The band I'm talking about is Wrath, with Fit of Anger. Yes, right there. This sound is, sure, this band did release, Fit of Anger and so forth, but listening to this album as much as I did, even I gave it another listen yesterday, this is definitely more of a, it does have a US power metal sound. It's definitely more close to the likes of Metal Church, Heretic, at times maybe Liege Lord and Attacker and so forth. It's got that sort of sound to it. So it's not speed for speed's sake stuff. It doesn't sound like Testament. It doesn't sound like Exodus. It doesn't sound like, even techno thrash bands such as Toxic. It doesn't sound like any of those bands. Nor even at times it might sound like early Metallica stuff, but not really. It's just somewhere really between Metal Church. It's definitely got that US power metal sound. They're also similar to like Flotsam and Jetsam's debut, Doomsday for the Deceiver. And, of course, singer, Gary Golitzer. At times he's very much in that range. At times very high-pitched, singing not like as David Wayne or, Bob Mitchell of Attacker, but it does have a very high type of vocals that you also would hear in US power metal bands, but power thrash metal bands. Holy fucking shit! What the fuck? That really goddamn struck at me. Holy, and just talking. Goddamn, I think that just broke the sound barrier. I apologize for that. This is weird. This is a fucking crazy fucking day. Holy shit. So, let's definitely resume and talk about this album. Definitely, this guy does have more of a US power metal sound. But, fuck. Holy crap. I just apologize for you guys on that, especially on the other end. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, let's definitely resume and let's just replace and everything. God damn it. I guess really that this day is when the bands I'm talking about is actually summoning the wrath of hell upon of us. My God. And of course, Wrath, they just definitely, the wrath of thunder up my ass. Jeez. But let's definitely talk about this. This is Wrath's Fit of Anger, their debut album that was released in 1986. And this is of course, the early pressing. It's not the Medusa pressing that is mostly known. Because Medusa did release it in 1988 with three new tracks, and because this pressing has 6 tracks, just minus those. And which, if you listen to those 2 tracks, also those 3 tracks that are on there, it's very different. A very different sound. It's a little more thrashy than really some of that on here. Of course, this pressing does have a version of Sudden Death that doesn't appear, or even hasn't even been reissued. But this is a Holland pressing through Megaton. But let's finally get into the album itself. It starts off with Children of the Wicked. And I'm even failing to mention that this is also a very different mix than, of course, that was provided on Medusa, because apparently when Medusa reissued it in 1988, they had a different mix. It was remixed by, because his name doesn't appear on the back of this one, which he doesn't get credited, which is Eric Grief, which Eric Grief was the manager for Death for quite a bit, which was, of course, Chuck Schuldiner, may he rest in peace. He produced albums such as Morbid Saints, Spectrum of Death, Numbskulls, Ritually Abused, and fucking many other great albums as well, but he's not credited on this version, because again, this is a really early pressing and an early version. It's Al Purvey, which he gets credited as the engineer, but here he's actually credited as the producer. And it was, of course, mastered by Eddie Schreier, who, of course, mastered many albums for labels such as Metal Blade and so forth. But here is that. Let's finally get in. Starts with Children of the Wicked, starting off with, sounds of children and that before going into a very, very cool riff, nonetheless. And some of this album as well, definitely very Iron Maiden sounding, which is definitely something with most, even US power metal bands. Definitely a good way to start it off. What's Your Game? Definitely very Maiden sounding as well with the start of that. Again, this really isn't very, it's early, it's kind of that really early thrash sound, times even like Agent Steel, but it's definitely not really the thrash of like bands such as Exodus. And again, Abuse It Till It Bleeds, which this is definitely something that you also would expect from like Obsession as well, or like Lost Rocket. This is definitely just a pure new wave or British heavy metal style US power metal with the riff that just is so sick. I really love that riff. Then we get the track Bones, which is an instrumental and a really good instrumental. There's definitely some real good riff breaks as well, some melodic moments as well, some real twin guitar attack. Just a fucking great track. Then we finally get the Sudden Death, which is another good track as well. Back to Hell, yeah. No, the one thing is, I just hope that another thunder bomb doesn't fucking struck me, and which might cause pure mass hysteria, and might be my sudden death. I don't know. So definitely a good track. This version, like I said, doesn't seem to be. This is only exclusive to this copy of the album. It hasn't been reissued on CD or anywhere. This is the only way you're gonna get this version of Sudden Death. It's very much the demo version, but it's actually more produced, mixed to being studio. It's very, very much. It's just a version that hasn't been released. It's not the version that would appear even on Fit of Anger, which that version was a cover, re-recorded version. Fallen Angel starts off slow, but kind of soft, before turning into a really good track. Then we get Machine, another great track as well, another just solid track. And then we get the Breakdown, which ends the album and is a very good track. Now overall, this is a good album, and just one of my favorites when it comes to Wrath. Of course, the back. Yeah, I don't think the back cover for the Medusa records looks like that. And of course, if you can get it right there, you can see the Megaton label. And this isn't really in good shape. I've had this for since like 2012. It was a fucking great album. It's even shorter than it as well, because of it's around 33 minutes long. Not a very long album, but it's just a really good album. It's very much in that vein of really Metal Church, Heretic, Flotsam and Jetsam's first album. or some of Obsession, or like Law's Rock, and they were on the same soundtrack as Law's Rocket when it came, you know, for the third Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. But that was definitely for the Fit of Anger album, When Worlds Collide. Definitely a good track, but overall, just a killer album. After this, they definitely will kind of get a little more technical and a bit more thrashier as well. Kind of similar with Flotsam and Jetsam. Overall, good album. They are back together and they did release an album in 2014 with their singer, I believe, that was on like the album after Fit of Anger. But Gary Glowitzer is actually back with the band, and since last year. So there's that. Let me end this video before I get struck by another thunder bomb. So, and I definitely apologize for you guys who are watching this video that literally probably had your ears tormented by that. I apologize for that. So with that, if you have heard Fit of Anger by Wrath, especially that version, that copy, what are your thoughts? And if you have any thoughts, you can post your comments down below. This Heavy Thrasher saying I'm out for this day. And what a way to end this fucking video. And what a way to even just start off this day. Holy shit.